Good evening and welcome to Alan's Italy. Tonight is going to be part two of the series of shows that I began doing last week on the Venice Biennale, with particular attention to the exhibition at the Palazzo Bembo. Tonight we'll be focusing on 8 interviews that I did. Actually, they're gallery talks, similar to the gallery talk you saw last week when we were witnessing the one by Sam Jinks of Australia. This is not quite that way, though. That was an 18 and a half minute gallery talk. These are much shorter. And the way it occurred is that, I had my press pass and I was able to pretty much, have the credentials necessary to walk up to artists and ask them for interviews. And as that process continued, artists would come to me and ask me if I would interview them. So I did 16 of them, and I'm going to show you 8 this week and then 8 next week. Let me go to that album, though, so I could begin talking about that particular situation. Okay, so this is Alan's Italy show number 71 on the 55th Venice Biennale, and that picture in the top at the top of the page is the Palazzo Bembo, and the exhibition is Personal Structures. And what we're focusing on tonight, you could see that there's 2 levels from the top of the building is where the exhibition, the main part of the exhibition, took place, and that is where I did all of the gallery talks. This was the main area. There's the room that Laura was in. Laura's exhibition was in, straight ahead, and off to the left were these seats. And sometimes I was just sitting there, relaxing, and somebody would come up to me and ask for an interview, or somebody would be at their particular location, and as I walked around, I would find them and ask them if they would like to, be interviewed. And then, of course, occasionally Laura came with me, and when she did, she would do the interview, she would do the video part, and I would actually do the interview. So that's what you'll be seeing tonight. This is a list of the artists that I will be covering tonight. And these are people from all over the world. Some of the people are from the United States in here, some are from Europe, some are from Asia. They're all, this was an incredible experience because these artists are really wonderful, and they had a great story to tell, and they were talking about their own art, which is always fascinating. And occasionally I would ask a question and ask them, push them in a certain direction to explain something that I wasn't sure of, and I was certain my audience wouldn't be sure of. But for the most part, I pretty much let them simply speak about their work. Now, understand something. Most of these people, except for one person, they all were attempting to speak English, and they all did an incredible job. I kept telling them that if I could speak Italian the way they spoke English, that I would be the happiest person in the world. They were wonderful. They spoke with passion and eloquence, I believe, and they were wonderful. But sometimes it's a little difficult, so you really have to pay attention. And one of the problems was, not least of which, the fact that there was a lot of noise, a lot of extraneous noise. Because remember, we're in an exhibition hall with a lot of noise going on. There were a lot of visitors, there were a lot of artists, and there was a lot happening, and sometimes you really have to pay attention closely to be able to hear what they're saying. But it's pretty fascinating, and it's going to be, I believe, a wonderful experience. Now, the way I will do this is I will start with the first artist. This is Djawid from Austria, and he will be the first, and it'll end up with David Middbrook from the United States. And I'm not going to really speak during this period. I'm just going to show you a picture of the artist with his name or her name and the place from which they come. In some cases, I will tell you where they were born and also where they currently live, because some of them wanted it that way. So, so we're going to begin, and one will come right after the other. At the end of this interview, I will have again the picture of the person with the name and where they're from, and then move right into the next one. So the next time you'll hear from me will not be for quite a while. There are 8 gallery talks, interviews altogether, and they take about 40 minutes. And then we'll see, because at the end of that, I also have videos of art, but I don't have the actual artists speaking about them. And we'll see if we have time. If we have time, I'll try to do them. If not, then we'll conclude the show on that basis. So here's the first one. And I'll ask Ellen to give a sound on this. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm Djawid Borower. I'm from Vienna, Austria, and I'm here representing my newest work, my recent work, Biennale. And what you see here is one of my first works, painted in 1999. It's called Pictures of God, and the idea was that you have this iconoclastic idea that you may not make a picture of God, but for sure also a word is a picture. And this rule was overtaken from the Jewish religion and from the Islamic religion, and they write. They write, for example, the name of God and make this as an image. And actually, this is the beginning of the modern culture, the modern conceptual art, as Lawrence Wiener. This I wanted to show with this painting. And from this painting on, I have developed a whole project. It's called the God Project. What you see here is a new work. This is I call it also a painting, but it's included in the God Project. The title is The Artist is Present. And in many cultures you see also the divine as an artist. And what makes the characteristic of art is how one thing is made. It's made by the gesture of the artist. And so this is also a reference, and if you see at this painting, you see actually, and you don't see the gold, then it's actually mass.
Okay, let's get a close-up, and
yeah.
I'll ask you, Djawid, to step aside for just a moment, so we could get very close and get a really nice view of what this is. Continue talking.
Yeah, and you have here also the reference to the Baroque, what you do with curves, for example, the attempt to include the whole universe in one system, and so the Baroque developed not only the linearity, which is now in the modern very important, they also developed the idea of curves, of movement, and this is very attractive for me, and I wanted also to make this as a subject in this series. But gold is an alchemistic theme. Gold is the color of transformation. How I can transform something what is a mass, actually it's a mass, to something what is beauty.
Okay,
And,
let's go to
yeah,
one of these.
okay.
Which one?
Okay. We
Okay,
can go
okay,
to this one.
okay. Now you told us yesterday that this concept
Yeah.
occurred by chance.
Yeah.
Could you discuss that a little bit?
Yeah, the beginning was, actually I'm a painter, and I also define it as painting. I made, a couple of years ago, I made a painting which was not good. And I took it from the scratches, and it fell down, and I saw I could make something what is really good from this, what actually was bad. And so I made this. I put it in enamel. And so I transformed the painting to the sculpture. And this actually was the first step. And the title is The Folds of Matter and the Folds of the Soul. And I was influenced by Baroque philosopher, his name is Leibniz, and he said that in every person has the whole universe in himself, but in every person, and the same universe. But in every person, it's like a fold. The universe is a fold. Some pieces appears, comes in front of you, and some are secret, they don't appear. So actually, this is the same canvas as this is, but in every manifestation there comes another character. Although it's the same universe.
So let's go over here then.
Yeah, okay.
And you can continue over here.
Yeah. And here it's also a canvas. It has also the same size. But how it folds, it becomes a different appearance. And so this idea of Leibniz, I was very attracted from, and I included in this project the God project.
Okay, this is wonderful. I thank you very much on behalf of Alan's Italy. Now, for those people who are viewing, I would just like to focus in on the name of the artist that we've just been having a conversation with, and I thank Okay, so we're with a really wonderful artist that Laura and I met yesterday, and I'd first like you to introduce yourself to my audience.
Okay, hello, my name is Trini Prada. I was born in Colombia and I live in Paris. I was invited by this foundation for presenting my work, and it's a work concerning the origin of life.
Okay, could you describe a little bit of what your work represents to you?
This work?
Yes.
Yeah. This work represents the origin of life in the aquatic world. This is the first artwork called Before. The second one is the situation now at the present moment. This artwork is called Now, and what we are doing, the responsibility we are having with our world. And the third one is called Then. It's the future of our life.
I see.
So before, now, and then.
I see. How long have you been doing this work?
Almost 7 months already.
So what kind of work were you doing before that?
I always working with this kind of drawings. As you see, this is thread on a kind of material. So I make drawings with the thread, but this is the first time I put light on my work.
So when we go up here, we see the light that's on your work.
Yeah.
And that's true for each of these? Each of these is basically similar to that concept. Now let's go over here and let's show this down here. Describe this the same way, same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
it's
this.
in the actual moment, in the present moment.
I see.
Yeah. For
And
example, you can see here fish, and the fish is going down. That means that in the sea, in this ocean, you see this change.
Yes,
the
it
color,
changes
because
colors,
it's,
yes.
It's interactive work. So that means that the fish are going down. For me, there is a big problem with our ocean, with plastics and so on.
Yes, yes.
And this is the way I represent my reflection about that.
I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting. Let me do a.
Thank you.
Let me stand a little further back, and we'll get the entire picture. This is a beautiful piece of work. Now let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go to this one down here.
Yeah, this is for me, it's like, in the white one, I can see the ocean in the future. It's like a lot of plastic, there is no more animals, no more natural things inside. And down with the threads, I represent with the red color, like almost the blood going.
Yes.
So this is for me a really tragic future.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You know,
Thank you very
so
much.
this is so this is your first time in the Biennale.
Yes, I am very happy. I was invited by the foundation, GAP Foundation in Palazzo Bembo with the project Personal Structures.
Yes.
I'm very happy to be here.
And it was we were very pleased to meet with you yesterday.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I said, you know, when I come back the next day, I'm going to ask you to do me the honor of an interview.
Thank you
so
very
I'd like
much.
to thank you very much, and
Thank you, Adam. Thank
it was a
you.
pleasure. Thank you very much. I am here at the Palazzo Bembo with Djawid Borower. How do you do? It's a pleasure to meet you. And his wife. How do you do? And they did this magnificent piece, and please explain it to us.
So,
Loud.
our project is part of the project of the exposition Palazzo Bembo, Time, Space and Existence. And we propose this project is a tribute to Monet, the French painter. And he made in the last, at the end of the 19th century, for all the first artists who made something about that with his important series, Catedral de Rouen. So he painted the same portion of the facade of Rouen, the Catedral de Rouen, 20 eyes during most of 1 year, in 20 different moments of the years and in the time.
Oh, I remember that.
And
Yes.
for us, it's very important that in the context of that exposition, because it's the first artist to make a reflection, important reflection, with that combination of time, system, and in our piece, we propose to an homage, a tribute to that important artist, and we remake that idea with some change. And what our proposal is to, he made 20 eyes the same part of the space, but we choose one single space, urban space, and we divide in 20 parts that space, and we, during more or less 10 months, we visit that space in Paris, and we take different photos and in 20 different moments. So at the end, we are representing here one single space, but divided in 20 parts, and you have the day and the hour precisely. But it's not, this part of the place is not the same. The whole is the whole square now you can see the whole square in 20 different moments, in 20 different.
Oh, wow.
So that's why
Yes,
that's
so-
how I attribute, because for us, when you are in one space, you never your mind, you can take one single image.
Yes.
So the images
Yes.
are completely mixed.
Right.
So we are trying to present that's what for us it can happen in the mind. So 20 different moments in that space, and even in that spot, the image are changing when you move.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, even
That doesn't look like the same.
that's Paris, in
Oh, I
different,
see.
in 4 different
I
moments,
see.
and that's the whole space. And if you move, you can see the same
You want to, Laura, you want to like step back
Sure.
and to try to get the entire whole in together? Let's.
When you are here during 1 week, and the space is changing each time when you
Yes.
the afternoon, the
I
morning,
understand.
but you can rest in your mind with only single moment of.
I see.
You can.
Yes, I understand. Now, do you collaborate on this? Do
We
you
are partners.
work
We are
together?
partners. We are partners. We work together since 19. We started Atelier Morales in Paris in 1998. No, we are in Paris in 92, but we started Atelier Morales after that.
And is it an equal partnership? Like you
Yes.
both help in the same way?
Yeah, we take the picture. We are thinking because at the beginning we are architect formation.
Yes.
And we have a studio of architecture in Paris, but at the same time we work like artists
I see.
in deep reflection all the time about architecture, space, and different. So it's the other part of Atelier Morales. We are architect, designer, photographer.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are
Thank you
invited
very
to meet
much.
us in Paris.
Congratulations. Okay, Laura. Okay, so I wanted to go back to this for a moment. I wasn't going to interrupt the series of videos, but I wanted to just explain something. What Atelier was describing was the fact that his work is patterned after a work by Monet. Monet, as you may be aware, painted the Rouen Cathedral in France at different times during the day with different lighting on it. And that's what his is patterned after. His is not quite the same because he chose a square and different times of the day and the different, groups of people that were there and so on. But his was similar. I just wanted to, I took this off the internet. This shows what some of the Monet work actually looked like. So I just wanted to go back and explain that because I had gone through that kind of quickly. So now we'll go on to the next one after that. Okay, so now back to Ellen. Okay, so we're coming out here like this, and this is Nicola Ray. Hi, Nicola.
Hello.
Please describe your work.
This is a sound frequency piece, and if I make a sound here, the sound is visualized here. So the triangles are the horizontal lines at the top. But if I those are going middle to left, so it's voice visualization.
Wow.
The tube is refracting at 2 revolutions per minute, and so now it is refracting those sound frequencies.
I see. So can you just keep banging all of them at the same time? Oh, I see how it changes, yeah. Are you a musician?
I'd like to be.
You'd like to be a musician.
I
You
love
know
it.
something? You just succeeded.
I love experimental music, yes. I find John Cage very inspiring, and
Wow. So how did you come up with this idea?
well,
Let
I
me go
wanted-
on you now.
It's a really difficult space to work with, 2 cubes, but I asked the organisers here, one of them to film themselves walking into the space and speaking, and it's very resonant in here. As soon as you move into this space,
Oh.
there's a dome ceiling, and I knew it would be resonant. There's no
Right.
amplification at all. But I wanted to link this space with this space.
So you installed this
You want to come
yourself? Yeah, I'd like to come in.
So all the sound frequency visualization.
Wait a minute, I want to go around. I want to show my audience that I am within this space. It's amazing. Okay, and
This is the secrets of how it all works. And Paul, who you met, made these cabinets for me. And in here are the computer program.
oh wow.
And these are Vittorio's instructions in his writing, which we need to amend.
This is amazing. How did you think of this?
How do I think of it? I've been fascinated with sound, but visualizing sound for a length of time, really since 2005, but only since 2010, finding Overtone Analyzer has allowed me to go full screen live interactive, and that meant working with installations, which has been really
I
exciting.
see. That's wonderful. Nicola, thank you very, very much, and good luck to you.
And lovely to speak to you.
Okay, you can begin.
This is my street view art, and street view art is a project I started in 2009, where I go on the computer to Google Street View and zoom into a country. For instance, this one is zooming into Tokyo, and I was going around, and I took a snapshot, and I worked this out into this painting.
Okay, now you took a snapshot of this image, but then
Yeah.
what did
Then-
you do then? Yes.
Then I drew it like this, in a very quick way. Like also everybody is running in the streets and walking in the streets, so the quickness of the art and in time and space and existence, I wanted to show in this one. And the other one.
Yes, let's
this
go over
one
here.
is, the one,
Let's go over here.
in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
And there I saw in a really in the corridor of and the light was the darkness, the shadows, and the people in front.
How do you choose your locations?
Sometimes random. Sometimes random.
Yes.
So I go into the city, go some out of the city, and and I like to have people on the pictures.
Now, I read on your website that you used to look out the window from your home,
Yes, that's right.
and you used to look at the people going by.
Yes,
So
that was when I was 6-7 years old.
So did you imagine
Yeah.
that would eventually become this?
Yeah, no.
No. Now,
And it was.
go ahead.
Yeah. And that was in the 60s, when the streets became tarred roads, and became the traffic lights and the first cars, and that was quite an influence in how things later on worked out.
Now,
And
go ahead, continue.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
and you see all over the world that the places where you are, that there are so incredibly many people in the world. But if you focus on one little spot, then you see the individual, and that's what I like to show also. Yeah.
I have one last question. One of your locations is the town in Pennsylvania by the name of Bird in Hand.
Yeah, Bird in Hand.
How did you choose Bird in Hand?
Yeah,
I've been there.
It's more or less because of the Amish people who live there.
Yes.
And I see them on the road with their horses and traffic, and that's I choose it more because of the Amish people who live there in Bird in Hand, and I like the name.
Yes.
Because that is a really great name. Bird.
I would suggest that you look at a map of that area of Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
because there are some very interesting names.
Yeah.
And when this video ends, I'm going to tell you one of them.
Okay.
But this is a family show,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be able to say the name on the video, but I'll
Okay.
tell you later.
Okay. That's
But I would like to invite you to Woodstock, as
Yes,
I
of
did
course.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and that's a great town to...
Yeah, I will explore that that town. Yeah. Great.
Thank you very,
Thank
very
you
much.
too. Okay.
Good night. Okay, we're here at the Palazzo Bembo, and we're here with one of the artists. I'd like to welcome you to this. Now, do me a favor and give me the pronunciation of your name again, yourself.
My name is Jeong.
Okay, and this is his interpreter. We thank you also for being with us.
My name is Jeong.
Thank you very much. And we would have, who is this gentleman as well?
He's artist name.
Oh, you're a friend of the artist? Thank you for being here too, and welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you. Now, we'd like you to just describe your beautiful work to our audience.
이 작품은 한국의 부유종인 한지로 만들어졌습니다. The first of all, the material is a Korean traditional paper 한지. 이것이 이 작품은 한지가 한 10여 년 됐습니다. 10여 년이 넘어 15년 정도 됐습니다. He using this material for like 15 years now.
I see. Yes.
이 작품을 하게 된 그 주요 내용은 한국이 현재 분단 상태에 있습니다. 유일하게 세계에서 분단 상태에 있는 나라입니다. Because why he start to doing this work is Korea is one country split North Korea and South Korea.
Yes, yes.
전쟁을 반대하는 의미에서 이 하나하나에가 언어가 배어 있습니다. 전쟁을 반대하는 반전에 대한 의미가 하나가 있습니다. Yeah,
No war.
Yeah, don't like the war between the Korean and South Korea and North Korea. So each piece has a word.
Really?
Yeah. So
Could you give us an example?
그 예를 한번 들어봐 주시겠어요? 이게 종이 전체가 전부 그 텍스처로 되어 있습니다. 글이가 되어 있습니다. Yeah, it's each one doesn't have like one word.
I see.
The one paper have a text on it, and then he roll it and he cut it.
Wow. Could you tell me how many of these are there in the altogether? Does he know?
몇 개가 있는지. 이 전체 60만 개. 피스. 60만 개. 600,000.
600,000?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm a mathematician.
Yeah.
And that's a very, you put six, how long did this take?
How long it take? 얼마큼 걸리고? 1 year.
1
year
year.
to make it one piece. Yeah.
Magnificent.
Or handmade. 모든 작업들은 손으로 되어 있고 이런 작업들을 한 10단계의 과정을 거쳐야만
하나의 재료가 만들어집니다.
Here are many layers of process to make it piece like this,
Right.
and glue wood and 열당이 열리고.
네.
There's everything's by hand,
하나의 피스가 만들어지는 거죠.
so it takes a long time, like a kind of time,
Yes, I understand.
time consuming work.
Wow.
그리고 또 하나의 의미는 평화입니다. 우리는 전쟁을 원하지 않습니다.
Yeah, the meaning is the peace
Yes.
그
against the
나중에 이게 한국민들의 그 절규인지 모릅니다. 평화를 원하는 절규. 영원.
It's a kind of every each one is they're presenting every each person in Korea don't want war,
Yes.
we want peace.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you that we in the United States,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody in the United States. I can only speak for myself and other people I know. But the situation
Yeah.
with North Korea scares the bejesus out of us. We are really nervous about the situation, and we feel such empathy, sympathy towards the Koreans for having to deal with this situation. And it's, I can appreciate this. I can understand exactly. I would just like an example of one of the texts. That, can you give us an example of what one of the texts actually says?
뭐 지금처럼 이런
Is it a prayer?
사람이 공격한다 그런 스케일 무서운 상황에서 이런 작품 만들어서 참 뜻깊은 것 같고.
Someone told me they were prayers. Korean prayers.
예를 들어서 한 주제라고 말씀드리면
이 글은 전쟁에 대한 어떤 그런 글의 내용은 전쟁이라는 글씨는 없지만 이 안에는 우리나라의 동양의 유교 사상, 특히 한국의 조선시대 유교 사상이 베끼는 조상들의 정신이 들어있습니다. 이 정신을 정신성을 가지고 그거를 다시 어떤 우리가 생각하는 연문으로 체험해봤고 예를 들어서 한 구절을 한 구절. 그런 구절을 어쨌든 글들 전부 모아있기 때문에 육아의 어떤 글들을 모아놓은 거인데.
그 중에 잠깐만 그 조그마한 구절이 하나 있습니다. 작가님이 조금 잊었는데 그러니까 이산 저산 꽃이 피니 분명코 봄이로구나. 간단하게 그 정도.
Yeah. The word on it, the texture doesn't have any meaning about the war or peace, but the meaning is all about the Korean traditional spiritual.
Are they prayers? Are they prayers?
Not prayers, like
Somebody told us that they were prayers.
it's not prayer. Sometimes it's a poem. Sometimes it's
I see. I see.
The traditional, you were about to say traditional practice of calligraphy.
Yeah. It was a calligraphy practicing.
Right,
But the meaning doesn't have a,
right.
like a anti-war or peace.
Right.
But all the sentence is all about the, traditional ideas and things like that. Yeah, he mentioned one sentence is the flower is everywhere, so I'm sure the spring is come. So,
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
something like
That's
that
really
kind of
beautiful.
sentence.
Well, thank you very, very much
Thank you very
for
much.
giving your time to us, and thank you for presenting this magnificent work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for interpreting,
Thank you.
and thank you for being his friend. Okay, Alan Zidley is interviewing another wonderful artist. This is an incredible room with incredible art. And again, I asked you to pronounce your name because I wasn't doing it correctly, so please tell us.
Yeah, my name is Choi Hyun-ah,
And just describe your magnificent work for us.
Yeah, my work is all, dealing with space, especially the infinite space. And I have a 4-piece here, so all 4-piece dealing with the infinite spaces, and the center is empty. For example, like this one is title is emptiness. Between the line, it looks infinity and it's empty. But empty meaning is pretty meaningful for Asian people, especially Korean. In Korea, we can say the Jeong. It means empty, but it's not always completely empty. It has something in there. So people can see, I hope that people can see my work, finding something they want, they wish it, they want to see something inside infinite space, in like an empty, from the empty. So it's like a...
Now, I'm a mathematician.
Yeah.
I've spent my life teaching mathematics to high school and college.
Yeah.
And this really blows me away. I think it's magnificent. Could you explain to the audience how you did this and how does it look like this?
Yeah. How I can achieve this image is just 2 mirrors and the lights. For example, like this one is 1 mirror in here in front glass. It looks like a glass. It's actually mirror. You call the one-way mirror.
One-way mirror, right.
We can see through it, but the other side is mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And about like a 2-inch back, there is a regular mirror. So basically 2 mirrors.
Bouncing back.
Yes, exactly. And it looks like a strings, but actually it's a scratch mark back of the mirror. And the light source is back of mirror. So lights coming out between the scratch mark, so it looks like sharp lines. It makes, it repeated, so it makes like this image.
I see. How did you come up with this idea?
I was a painter like a long time ago, and I'm painting just like a hard edge, 3D paint, but yeah.
Do you have mathematical training? Or physics training in physics?
I'm not good at physics or mathematics, but I experiment a lot with the mirror and lights, and when I like the image and with like angles and depth, so I made it all with the experiment data.
Now, can you photograph this one? This is scary.
Yeah.
I have a hard time looking into this. Now, it's not really as deep as it looks because it's simply reflecting off each other, but
exactly.
This
it's
is
just only like a 20 inch there, but it looks like a huge hole on the floor.
Yes. And how about the one behind you as well? This is this a similar? This is the same concept.
The all 4 pieces the same concept.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
David, we're all set. This is David Middbrook.
Hi. Well, here we are at the Venice Biennale at Palazzo Bembo, and my name is David Middbrook, and I'm represented in this exhibition by the McLaughlin Gallery in San Francisco. This is one of 2 pieces I have in the exhibition. This was a challenging but exciting idea I had. I've always been a tremendous admirer and fan of Marcel Duchamp. And of course, one of his seminal pieces we all know about is the famous urinal that he put in the the Armory show in the first part of the 20th century. So as a former ceramic artist, I wanted to see if I was capable of actually reproducing it. And I'm really happy with the results. The idea behind it was, when I first started looking at the urinal, I realized Duchamp had this terrible problem with having to stop painting because it was too olfactory and it was really affecting his health. I noticed the shape of the urinal was the same shape as my respirator at home. So realizing that Duchamp had been a tremendous influence on both objectivity and, of course, pop art, there was also a tremendous influence on the other artists of the 20th century who pop art grew out of, for instance, Klaus Oldenburg. So I decided I would make a giant respirator that was an outgrowth of the urinal with the straps that hold it up, and also the fact that odor rises and it floats. I thought this was a wonderful way of kind of honoring Duchamp as a celestial figure. Literally, he's in our consciousness and floating through our work, but he is somewhat heavenly to some degree. The other piece that I have in this exhibition is also related to Duchamp. His last painting, from what I can research, was the chocolate grinder, and so I decided to reproduce the bicycle and stool piece that he did. And the chocolate grinder is illustrated on the cover of this parasol, which actually is my symbol of his retirement from painting. And also, if you walk around the other side of it, you can see the parasol has all the similar qualities of a bicycle wheel. So I wanted to kind of do the thing that Duchamp would love to do, and that is combine several images to create a new image. And also I decided to make the stool that was used in this piece as much more elegant and much more mature, almost like a fine piece of furniture, to indicate the importance of Duchamp as a precious part of the 20th century lexicon of art history. And then also, he was also a great person interested in found objects, so I took an image of a cane, which is a symbol of retirement and old age, and I used it as a prosthetic for one of the legs of the stool. The other thing that I'm very excited about in this piece is that the actual parasol has the same shape and configuration of a bicycle wheel, and I used this graphic illustration to show the segments of the chocolate grinder, which also rhythms back to his bicycle wheel. And the third thing that this does is he used the chocolate grinder in the production of the bride stripped bare by her bachelors, which we sometimes call the large glass. And the thing that operates the chocolate grinder is a bicycle. So I tried to tie all those things together into one new idea, which is in a sense a momentous combination of ideas to celebrate Duchamp.
Now, who did you say you were represented by?
The McLaughlin Gallery in San Francisco, owned and operated by Jeong. And she is really doing a great job of promoting her artists all over the world. And this is our second trip to Europe in just a year. And next week we're going to be in the Basel Art Fair in the Scope Pavilion. Last year we were in Scope with several artists, and it's just been a wonderful experience to have a gallery that totally supports and completely believes in her artists and takes them worldwide to make sure that they have every opportunity to be exposed to a world audience.
Thank you very much, David.
Okay.
Okay, so that was those were the 8 little gallery talks I did, and then I did some brief videos, and these will not take long. All 4 of them will actually take only about 3 minutes, so that will take very quickly, and then we'll just end the show at that point. So these are just, and there's no sound here, so this is just one at a time, just showing you the art of these people. Yes. So this is actually the art of René Riepmeyer, who is the founder of the Global Art Affairs Foundation. and he has, that entire room. That's his work, along with another artist there. And here is the art of Darren George.
No, this one is a little bit. She has less of the power. A little bit power.
And Herman Nietzsche. And Heinz Mack, who was the founder of the Zero movement, and this is really interesting. Okay, and the final slide here is my appreciation to the 8 artists that gave me their time to give me that brief gallery talk and interview. There they are. If you have an interest in any of these that I showed this evening, please, they all have websites and places on the internet, so you can go to them and take a closer look at their art. Next week, we are going to continue in this way. We have more video interviews and gallery talks by additional artists. And that brings us to the end of tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed that. You got to see some of the incredible art at the Venice Biennale. And thank you for watching. And next week, I will not be here because I have something to do, but we'll be picking this up again on Friday, August 2nd. So until then, buona notte e buona fortuna.